how we spend our days is always connected, staring at our screens, well, that will be how we spend the rest of our lives. You see, as humans, we are vulnerable, and our smartphones are engineered to use these vulnerabilities against us. This is why we've intentionally designed a phone to be used as little as possible. It's a phone that encourages you to leave behind your smartphone, to spend that quality time doing the things that you love the most. We call it going light. Almost 3 years and 10,000 phones later, we find ourselves asking, how can we go light more often? How can we go light for good? Introducing the Light Phone 2. A beautiful math display, 4G connectivity, and messaging. We are rethinking what an operating system can be. A few essential tools, thoughtfully implemented, and a pleasure to use. Maybe an alarm clock, a ride home, a playlist, or some simple directions. These are tools, not feeds. It's a phone that actually respects you. Light was born as a refreshing alternative to the tech monopolies. We don't want to be made to feel that we're not enough. We believe objects can empower us, can help us appreciate our lives even more. We are humans, and we're taking back our lives.
Raspberry Pi offers endless amounts of possibilities for beginners and hobbyists learning to program. But with Raspberry Pi, you need a bunch of accessories just to start. Excited developers often get discouraged and frustrated just by trying to set it up. This can be done better. Now introducing the SunFounder RaspPad, an all-in-one Raspberry Pi tablet that can bring your ideas to life. The RaspPad features a 10.1-inch high-resolution touchscreen, a power system, a built-in battery, stereo speakers. Start building the project you never thought you could. The open-source platform lets you switch between systems, connect with other hardware, like Arduino, and even change motherboards. RaspPad brings you a whole new Raspberry Pi experience, allowing you to program and create without any limitations, like learning to program a drone and make it fly. With its expandable design, connecting to a breadboard with GPIO headers and pins won't be a problem. Also, with SunFounder's visual programming language, kids can program by dragging and dropping blocks. They can code actions and see the project transform in real time. It's one of the most intuitive tablets. Discover how you can control this robot arm with the RaspPad. You can even pair it with gaming components. RaspPad's high-resolution screen lets you have a dynamic gaming experience. With RaspPad's remote transfer capabilities, use it to control projects from a distance. But don't fool around too much. Don't want to piss off your family. Instead, play them a song, or help around the house. Don't forget, you can bring the RaspPad outdoors to get more inspiration. RaspPad is the best Raspberry Pi tablet. Beginners can start creating projects, and hobbyists can enhance their projects. Take the RaspPad with you wherever inspiration hits. The SunFounder RaspPad brings you infinite possibilities.
This week we've got a unique takedown 22 long rifle survival gun by Henry Repeating Arms. It's the AR-7. And AR, as those of you who have M16s know, stands for Armalite Rifle. And that's because this rifle was first designed by Gene Stoner at Armalite, and it was first released in 1959. Now the AR-7 has gone through 5 different manufacturers over that time, but today Henry brings it back in a form that's probably as good or better than it's ever been. It has some really unique features, one of which is the molded plastic stock, which is hollow and allows the entire action to be broken down and put inside it. And then the stock itself is filled with foam so that once everything is sealed inside, the gun actually floats. So you have a semi-automatic 22 long rifle, and the entire thing can be put inside itself and made to float. So that's a pretty tall order for a survival gun, and it's always been kind of in a class by itself as far as even takedown survival guns go, because usually you have the 2 pieces and they have to be put into a case. But in this case, the case is the stock. Now, even though the design is fundamentally the same, and in fact a lot of the parts interchange, the magazines interchange across all those manufacturers, the Henry's a little different in that it adds a few refinements, one of which is an extra magazine storage compartment in the buttstock, so it can actually store 2 magazines. They do have to be removed from the action, so you can get the action and 2 magazines inside. And then in the front, the Henry adds a bright orange front sight insert, which is a little easier to pick up through the aperture rear sight. The front sight is adjustable somewhat for windage, and then the rear sight is adjustable for windage and elevation. Also, the Henry has a slotted 3/8 width rail for tip-off or 22 style rings that can be added to this gun. Now, of course, a scope couldn't be stored in the buttstock, so you would have to carry that separately, but at least it can be added to this gun. So with the Henry AR-7, you have a very self-contained, lightweight, repeatable in that semi-automatic 22 long rifle survival gun that can carry a few rounds on board, and is so compact that it can be put in any plane, boat, vehicle, or backpack for that matter, and that really puts it in a league of its own.
Introducing Plux, a charger truly embraces the revolution of wireless charging, allowing you to power up your iPhone 8 or 10, Apple Watch, and AirPods simultaneously. Using quick charge technology, the ultra-speedy charging offered by Plux makes your life easier. What's more, it allows you to charge your phone with its case on, and easily switch between a charging pad and phone stand. You don't have to worry if the battery life when binge watching or listening. Simply place your devices on a pad. It will instantly charge your iPhone, Apple Watch, and AirPods. No more dead battery anxiety. With a simple design, Plux fits everyone's style. Plux, the best wireless charger, allows you to charge your iPhone, Apple Watch, and AirPods all at once.
It all started with an insight about how we use notebooks. Even though we spend 8 hours a day doing digital work on a computer, notebooks are an essential analog tool. We really wanted a notebook that could sit directly in front of us, but that would require a different type of notebook, one with more of a panoramic ratio. So that's what we made.
In using a prototype of the Panobook, we realized its unique format opened up some interesting creative possibilities. In landscape, it is fantastic for things like UI flows, storyboards, weekly calendars, Gantt charts, comic strips, level design, bullet journals, etc. Open up the notebook fully to get an even wider view. Rotate it 90 degrees and you've got a mini legal pad. Great for making lists, note-taking, web page layout, giraffe doodles, and more.
Every page has a subtle dot grid with a twist. We've included guide markers that make it easy to quickly draw 3 rectangles, sized ideally for smartphone UI design or storyboarding. We also include edge guides to divide up the page and provide layout cues. The guides virtually disappear if you're not looking for them, but are very useful when you need them. The paper in PanoBook is super high quality and performs well with a variety of writing instruments. The front and back covers are rigid with an amazing soft touch feel. It's all bound together with a wire O binding, which allows the notebook to sit flat when opened. We think you'll appreciate all the little details.
Lastly, PanoBook was designed to be kept. It comes with a slipcase, which is meant to be the final resting place for your notebook. You can add a label to keep things organized, and when several are lined up on a shelf, it looks awesome.